Today, we're diving into something that's, well, it's both fascinating and deeply personal. We're going to ask, why do we so often become the biggest obstacle to our own success? Let's take a look at the architecture of self-sabotage. Seriously, think about it for a second. Maybe it was a new career or that creative project you were so passionate about. You were right there, on the very edge of a breakthrough, and then, boom, you just stopped. You hit a wall that, somehow, you built all by yourself. It's such a frustratingly common thing, right? We blame it on bad luck, or we tell ourselves, oh, well, it wasn't meant to be. But what if that saboteur isn't some force out there in the world? What if it's actually living inside our own minds? To understand it, we've got to unmask it first. To really get this, we have to go deep into the work of the brilliant psychologist Carl Jung. He wasn't about quick fixes. He really wanted to get to the why behind our most self-destructive patterns. So, Jung called this hidden part of us the shadow. Think of it like a psychological bag you've been carrying your whole life. Every single time society or your parents or even you decided some part of you was bad or unacceptable, your anger, your envy, your deepest needs, you just kind of stuffed it into this bag. But here's the thing, hiding it doesn't make it go away. And to really understand the shadow, you have to look at its opposite, what Jung called the persona. That's the shiny, polished mask we show to the world. The good employee, the perfect parent, the friend who's always happy. The shadow, well, that's everything we've shoved behind that mask. And the more we try to push it down, the more powerful it gets in the dark. And this quote, this really gets to the absolute heart of the problem. That hidden shadow, it doesn't just sit there quietly. Nope. It pulls the strings from behind the curtain, directing our choices, our relationships, our reactions. And when it does, we just shrug and call it bad luck or fate. So, how does this actually play out in real life? Well, it's that nagging inner voice telling you you're not good enough. It's that completely bizarre impulse to just quit when things are finally going well. It's finding yourself in the same toxic relationship over and over and over again. See, your shadow is screaming for attention, and believe me, it will get it one way or another. But here's the thing, it's not just deep psychology at play here. Our shadow has a partner in crime, an unwitting accomplice in all this self-sabotage, our own brain. Its basic design can actually work against our best intentions. Your brain's number one job is survival, and that means one thing above all else: conserve energy. It is hardwired to prefer the couch because that's efficient. It wants that instant dopamine hit from scrolling social media, not the delayed gratification you get from finishing a really difficult project. This ancient programming often runs in the complete opposite direction of our modern ambitions. In his book, Atomic Habits, James Clear makes such a powerful point. He says that we often mistake a bad system for a personal failing. We think we don't have enough willpower, when what's really happening is that our environment is perfectly designed to produce the exact behavior we're trying so hard to avoid. It all comes down to a really simple reality. If the wrong choice is easy and the right choice is hard, your brain is going to pick easy every single time. Relying on sheer willpower to overcome that is like trying to swim upstream in a raging river. Yeah, you might make a little progress for a while, but eventually you're just going to get tired. Okay, so we've got these two powerful forces at play, the deep psychological shadow and our brain's biological pull toward what's easy. The solution then has to be a two-front battle, and first we have to do the internal work. And honestly, this is the hardest part. It means turning around and looking directly into that psychological bag you've been dragging along. It takes real honesty and a willingness to see the parts of yourself you'd much rather just ignore. Jung had a name for this whole courageous process. He called it individuation. And notice that word integrate, not destroy. The goal is not to kill your inner monsters. It's to understand them, to listen to what they need, and to bring their raw energy out into the light where it can actually be used for good. This is really the ultimate act of self-acceptance. It's about acknowledging that you can be kind and jealous, that you can be brave and afraid, brilliant and flawed. Becoming whole doesn't mean becoming perfect. It means embracing all of it. But all that internal courage, that's only one front of the battle. To actually make it stick, you have to support it with a smart external strategy. It's time to stop fighting your brain and start working with it. Let's be real, motivation is fickle. It comes and goes. Discipline is great, but it's a finite resource. A well-designed environment, though, that works for you 24/7. This is about becoming an architect of your own choices.
This is where knowing your shadow becomes your superpower. If you know it fears criticism, you design a system where you only share your work with one trusted friend first. You make success the path of least resistance for you. And this doesn't have to be some big, complicated thing. You want to read more? Don't hide your book in a drawer. Put it right on your pillow. Want to stop mindlessly scrolling on your phone at night? Leave it in another room. Want to start a new habit, but that little voice says you're just going to fail? Make the first step ridiculously, impossibly small. Commit to just 2 minutes. Anybody can do 2 minutes, and it's a move so small it flies right under the saboteur's radar.
So when you combine this internal courage with this external design, something really incredible starts to happen. You shift from a place of just reacting to everything to a place of conscious creation.
You stop fighting a war against yourself, and you start the journey of integrating all the different pieces. The goal isn't to erase the shadow, but to learn to dance with it. And that is true strength. Ultimately, all of this work is about one thing: reclaiming your own power. It's about realizing you aren't doomed to just repeat the same old patterns. You can actually pick up the pen and consciously write the next chapter of your life. So I'll leave you with this question. You don't have to face the entire shadow all at once, just one piece. What's one pattern, one fear, one part of yourself that you're finally ready to stop running from and bring into the light? The whole journey begins with that single courageous step.